Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for part number 6 of this video series. So today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be recutting out some of the parts that I miscut the last time. So I have on the table right now the 4 parts that need to be recut, just to kind of remind me which ones that they are. And I have it marked on paper, all of that good stuff. So my goal for today, get all of those pieces recut out, cleaned up, clean and weld on the plates that I remade for the ones that are no longer any good. And I'm going to see what time it is after I get all of that taken care of. You can see that it is just a little bit later than what I normally would start the video at, because I had a meeting this morning. It went a little longer than I anticipated. Hey, that's not a big deal. We're still here. We're still going to get to work. So again, today my goal is to get the 4 pieces cut out correctly with all the appropriate angles onto it, weld the plates back onto it, and then, depending on what time it is, we're going to try to tack and weld together one of the 2 hand railing systems for the stairs on the deck. That's my goal today. If I only get to the cutting, cleaning, and welding of the pieces that were cut wrong, I'm going to be okay with that. I'm not on any kind of particular time schedule. I would have liked to have been done with this by now, but obviously I'm not done. We had stuff going on in the shop that I couldn't get in here. But anyways, that's my goal for today. Hopefully we get it taken care of. But let's go ahead and let's get to it. All right, everyone, that's going to be it for me today. So here's what happened. I was cutting the material and I was welding everything back together. Everything felt like it was going good. Then I started putting all the pieces on the table, getting ready to start lining up everything before I tack it together. And then I realized that I had made yet another mistake. I cut my angles at 45 degrees whenever I should have cut them at 30 degrees. So again, this goes back to making sure that you're not trying to rush. Pay attention to what you're doing. Even these little mistakes are putting me behind further and further. I was pretty worried that I was going to have to order a new piece of metal, but it looks like I'm not going to have to. So what I did, if you can see in the video, I had a piece that was too short. So what I did was I cut another piece at that 30-degree angle so that way that they match, made a nice straight 180 degrees. Then I took some square tube, 1-inch square tube, around on all four sides, clamped them together, made sure it was nice and straight, and then tacked them in place, put nice, good tacks on them. Before I did that though, I want to go back just a second and say that what I did was, after I cut the bevels, I took the grinder, I put another little bevel into it, I put a little bit of a gap, about 1/8 of an inch gap between the two pieces of square tube, so that way my weld can penetrate all the way through and I can get good fusion. Then what I did was I filled in, after I tacked it all together, made sure it was straight, I filled that all in on all four sides with weld, took a grinder, cleaned it all up, took a speed square, after I was done cleaning it, checked all four sides, and it is straight. I got very lucky. It is not ideal to do something like that. Ideally, I wouldn't have made a mistake in the first place and I'd have plenty of material and nothing would have been a big deal. But whenever you're doing stuff like this and you make the mistakes, sometimes you have to learn to improvise, adapt, and overcome. It's something that I do tell my students, especially the ones that are third year in my class, even fourth year in my class, that you are going to make mistakes. This is how you fix it. So this is a great learning experience for me. Sometimes I forget just how easy it is to make these mistakes, how simple it can be. It's not something that I do every day, but it's something that I want to get better at, so that way I can teach my students more effectively. So if you notice though, after I added on the extra material, I made a measurement and then I started cutting. I got about halfway through the material, about through the square tube, and I realized that I made the wrong measurement. So what I had to do was I had to take it out. I had to put tacks in the corners so that way whenever it cools, it doesn't bow, hopefully. And then after those good tacks were in there, I checked it, it was straight. I filled in the cut with weld, cleaned it up with a grinder, put it back, or checked it again, still straight, very lucky for me. Then I put it back in the saw, got the correct measurement, umpteenth time in the charm. Correct measurement, cut it, cleaned it, it's all good. So, in the end, I spent several hours to only be a little bit further in the process than I already was because of the mistakes that I made, but it's okay. That's kind of what this whole thing is for me, is a learning experience. It's been a while since I've done real custom fabrication. It's something I enjoy doing, but I'm not gonna say I'm an expert at it. So this is always something that I'm striving to try to be better at, and I'm having fun with it. It's a learning experience. I like working with my hands, I like getting my hands dirty, and so that's kind of why I'm doing this. Anyways, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a cleanup, quick cleanup montage, and then I'm going to get on out of here, go home, get cleaned up, edit the video, probably have this out by Monday. So it is Friday, August 2nd as I'm recording this, and I'm hoping to have this video out on Monday. So we'll see, it takes a little bit of time for editing. Fridays are going to be whenever I'm going to be working on this until it's finished. I'm just going to have fun with it. I make mistakes, it happens. The important thing is that you learn from it and you keep moving forward. It was so tempting to just say, throw my hands up and say, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore, and move on, but I know that I need to keep moving and figure out how to overcome these situations. Anyways, until next time, make sure you tie in your welds and wrap your corners. Have a good day.